Now we're going to talk about a term that we use in math that maybe you've heard of, maybe you haven't heard of, but it's the definition of the word divides. What does it mean when you say divides? So let A and B be whole numbers. We say that B divides A, and the way that we denote it is B with a straight up and down bar and then the A. If and only if there's a unique whole number Q such that A is B times Q. So in other words, the second number is the first number B times something. So that would make the second number a multiple of the first number. So we say A is a multiple of B. So when we say divides, we mean divides evenly into. Meaning, when we say the word divide, specifically that word divides, when we say a number divides another number, we mean that it divides evenly with no remainder. Okay? So when you say divisible or divides, what you're saying is no remainder. So the second number, A, is usually going to be either equal to B or larger than B. So it's usually a small number that's dividing into a larger number. So a couple more definitions here. If B divides A, then we say B is a factor of A. So for example, 2 divides evenly into 10, right? So we say 2 divides 10. And we can say that 2 is a factor of 10 because it divides evenly. That's what a factor is, something that divides evenly into another number. Or you can use the word divisor. These two are exactly the same thing. We have a lot of words in math that essentially mean the same thing. Factor and divisor, that's one of those pairs. So if 2 divides 10, we can say that 2 is a divisor of 10. Divisor meaning it's doing the dividing, and it divides evenly. Going the other way, we would say that the second number is a multiple of the first number. So I already said that word. So 2 divides 10, so that means 10 is a multiple of 2. We can also say A is divisible by, but it's using both of those words, divisible by B. So if 2 divides 10, then we can say 10 is divisible by 2. So 2 divides 10, 10 is divisible by 2. You see the way that you say it, you use different words depending on which direction you're going. If B does not divide A, then we just put a slash through that bar because that bar means divides. So if you put a slash through it, it means not. So let's try a couple true-false. The way this reads is 5 divides 15, and we want to know if that's a true or false statement. 5 divides 15. Well, that should be true because if you take 15 and you divide by 5, you get 3 with a remainder of 0, and that means it divides evenly, right? Also, another way to say it is if you take 5 and you multiply it by 3, you get 15. So that makes 15 a multiple of 5. So this is true. How about 0 divides 3? Does 0 divide into 3? So 3 divided by 0, we would write that 3 over 0. We learned in a previous video that's undefined. So does 0 divide into any number? No, that would be false. How about this one? 8 divides 4. Now, because of the way it's written, you're saying 8 is divided into the 4. That's 8 divided into 4, right? Does 8 divide into 4 evenly? No, see, that would be a fraction. That's like a half. Now, if it was written 4 divides 8, that would be a true statement. But 8 divides 4, that is false. Okay? That's not what it said, so I'm going to mark it off. All right, how about the last one? For all whole numbers A, 1 divides the whole number. So what this is saying is 1 divides any whole number. And that would be true. 1 is a factor of every number. So for example, A, if you divide it by 1, you get A. So this one is actually a true statement.